my gosh, guys. Do you see this? This is the 300 gallon. Look at all the plants, the fish, all the water that's missing. What's going on, everybody? Well, we're back for another video today, and well, this 300 gallon is half drained right here, and the plants and the fish are all fine, actually. I just happen to be doing a water change on this while starting this video. This is not the tank that happens to be leaking or flooding or has broken. This happens to be the tank that is leaking currently. And if you look right here, you see that? Yeah, it's soaking wet and there is water pouring out of it from somewhere. So we're gonna have to figure that out today. But before we do, I just wanted to show you real quick. These little guys right here are doing fantastic. And in fact, so are the guppy gups. So well that we have a tank full of fry in here as well. So yes, there is a temperature difference between these two fish. However, there is an overlap between them, and that is what this tank is currently set at. It's set at about 74, 75 degrees, and it is perfectly fine. I've raised thousands upon thousands upon thousands of guppies at that temperature. It is at the high range of these goldfish, and if, you know, we start to see any problems with them, we will definitely make a change. But today, something's gonna have to change anyway, because we gotta figure out why this tank is leaking. I don't know what happened to this thing, but we're gonna get into that here in just a minute. But I would like to know if you guys would like to see a video on how I maintain this tank, because I'll happily put one together and show you guys. Before we go any further, I wanted to give you an update on a couple of fish in here. Number one being the flower horn. This thing is growing like crazy, and he is mean. He is real mean. Let's see if he'll bite me. Normally he'll bite me, or he used to bite me. I don't know if he will anymore. But he used to draw blood. He is a lot nicer of a fish, well, at least to me, because he's learned not to bite the hand that feeds him, I guess. I don't know. But this dude is looking fantastic. Such a beautiful fish. I'm so glad that I decided to get a flower horn. Big Head Fred is absolutely amazing. And looking over here at his little tank mate down here, this is, well, I don't know what his name is. He is a peacock bass, and somebody told me he is not, in fact, a Temensis peacock bass. I don't know. I don't know a lot about peacock bass. But if you happen to know what species of peacock bass he is, that would be great to know. I was told when I purchased him that he was a Temensis, but then people in the comments are saying that he's not. So any information you may have on this guy would be greatly appreciated. We got this 300 gallon tank completely filled back up. We got it all cleaned out and maintained. This thing is looking really, really good. Look at this little German blue ram right there. Look at our bala shark. Our angelfish are running around, but everybody is happy in this thing. And this tank is looking fantastic. The plant growth is amazing. I want to show you though, this jungle val, this stuff is crazy. I have been growing this stuff in this tank since I put it together, and it is propagated. If you did not watch this video when I put this tank together, it is, I don't know how many months old it is now, but this is how long the jungle val is. Look at this. This is the height of this tank, and then this particular piece goes all the way back down here, right there. So that's actually a new section of this, because what started was just the ones in the back, and they have started to propagate. And if you notice, they send these little runners off that go across the floor under the substrate, and then it grows new sprouts. And in fact, you can see a brand new sprout coming in right there. But these jungle val are looking fantastic. It really gives it a really cool kind of look in the tank. Now when I have the bigger wave maker in here, this stuff really starts to flow. So I don't put a lot of flow in this tank. I do have a smaller wave maker up here. My bigger one does not have a speed control on it. It is way too powerful for this particular tank, so I put the smaller one in here. But this tank is looking fantastic, and these little German blue rams are amazing. Beautiful, beautiful little fish. So are these blue and red Colombian tetras. So everything in this tank is looking fantastic. Do you see this right here? Look, right right there. Do you see that back there? You can kind of, oh, there he goes, right there, right there. So anyway, he's kind of floating around back there, but that is an individual. Well, it's not an individual, there's a whole bunch in here. You just can't see them. They're up in the floating plants up at the top. But we do have a handful of feeder guppies in here. The purpose of them is not to be feeder fish because there's nothing in here big enough to eat them, but they are safe because they stay up in these plants and nothing ever gets to them. But this tank is looking fantastic. Now, I do want to talk about the plants, right? So we got jungle val in here, we have some Amazon swords, we have some Java ferns back here, we have some hornwort floating up in the top up there if you can see that. But all these plants, including some more here, like as an example, we have some of these really nice potted Amazon swords, or maybe a Anubias fraseri. Now granted, this is just a random tub of plants, just so you know, but we have an Anubias fraseri, which are super cool, Anubias, and a dwarf aquarium lily. We have some more Anubias fraseri, super cool, super cool. Little Anubias. Or maybe an Anubias nana. Do you know the difference between an Anubias nana and an Anubias nana petite? Well, let me show you real quick. So this right here is an Anubias nana, and it's pretty decent size, right? But if we come back here, that right there is actually an Anubias nana petite. As you can tell, there is a significant size difference between the nana and the nana petite. We're gonna put our little nana petite back into this tank where it was. This is our little koi placket betta that we got at Aquashella, but this dude is doing fantastic in here. But you can see that little nana petite up there, right there. Oh, look at that Java fern back there. Here's another really cool Anubias. This is an Anubias caffifolia. Super cool Anubias as well. So we have all kinds of swords. We have some of the Anubias fraseri that are potted. And then of course all of our other plants. Here's a nice little bunch of golden nasea, which is a really pretty plant. Look at the pink stems with the bright green leaves. So we have all kinds of plants that are growing here in the fish room, ready to go. So make sure that you go check out freshwaterscrub.com to pick up any aquarium plants that you may need. We're gonna go ahead and enable a code right now that will be for Black Friday. So you can see that on the screen here. Black Friday will give you also 10% off through the end of Friday. So make sure you go pick up your plants. We've added our Anubias nanas and the Anubias fraseri in a Anubias bundle pack, or you can buy those independently. So make sure you go check out all the plant selections. Pick you up some of this wonderful jungle val, as well as a couple of new items. These adjustable sponge filters that we use in a lot of our tanks that are completely movable. You can adjust the head on it to give it, you know, a certain flow depending on what you want it to do. So these sponge filters are also now available at freshwaterscrub.com. So make sure you go pick one of those up, as well as a set of terrarium tools. If you have seen any of my terrarium build videos, you know these are the tools that I use. So we have plenty of these sets for sale on freshwaterscrub.com as well. Make sure you go check out freshwaterscrub.com and pick you up plants, tools, whatever you may need, sponge filters or whatever. So use the code Black Friday from now until the end of the day on Friday. With that, let's get back into this tank over here that's having a problem. All right, well, looking back at this goldfish slash guppy tank, yes, it does sound weird, goldfish slash guppy tank. Anyway, yes, looking back at this tank and all of those little guppy fry that are back there, we need to figure out why this thing is leaking. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's leaking in one of the seams. I'm not really sure. I can't really get back there and kind of take a look. It is running all the way back here, all the way to this side over here. At first I thought it was this guy, but this is actually sloped this way just a little bit. So we got to figure out what's going on in here. Oh my gosh, guys, do you see that? You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, look at all the water. And that is definitely what it was. You have got to be joking me. I literally have been worried so sick about this tank because I was gonna have to break it down and take it back and go get a new one and rescape it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sitting here worried about it, and we just figured out what was wrong with it. Has nothing to do with the glass itself. It's a stinking filter on the back was not making full contact, and it was dripping water down the back of the tank. You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, well, that was an easy fix. I was really thinking that we were gonna have to break this whole thing down and actually like rescape it, which, I mean, I don't have a problem with. I like scaping, but I really like this tank, and I didn't want to have to mess up all these plants that I got from freshwaterscrub.com, so I'm really kind of glad that it was just the filter. I wish I'd have known this before. I would have made some other video, but you know, hey, it is what it is. And so with that, I'm just glad it wasn't a bigger problem than it is. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on that notification bell. Check out freshwaterscrub.com. Black Friday is your code for 10% off everything on the site. It's not just gonna be plants, merchandise, tools, sponge filters, the whole everything. Make sure you go and pick something up for Thanksgiving, for Black Friday, for Christmas, whatever you need. And with that, guys, thank you so much for the support. I am truly grateful for every single one of you that take the time out of your day to watch my videos. For everybody that has purchased from me, thank you so very much. And with all that, guys, hey, have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving here in the United States. And we will see you next time.